quite like you do. You can have my full devotion. I'm committed to you. You're the mystery revealed, undoubted. Feels so good, I have to sing about it. I'm so happy that you hold me.
What's up, my beautiful queens and handsome kings? How you guys doing? How you feeling? Happy Sunday. So I just want to say good morning. I hope you guys slept good, had a wonderful night, great weekend. Yes, but right now I am about to do some laundry around the house, clean up, get ready for the week, get some things in order, situated, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying. But today Anton and I are going to do a mukbang and we're going to eat Jamaican food. You guys will get a chance to see that content later. And I had a few people ask us questions pertaining to relationships. Or relationship. And we're going to pretty much elaborate, give our opinion, how we feel about it. And just, Anton might have a different perspective. I might have a different perspective. Or we might have the same perspective. So that's what we're just going to talk about. And you guys get a chance to see that. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you guys can get notified each and every time I drop a video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for loving the videos, for liking, for subscribing, for sharing these videos and other videos. I appreciate that. But right now, I'm still sleepy, but I have to get my butt up and get some things situated. So, yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Peace. What's up, my kings and queens? How you guys doing? How you feeling? So I told you guys we were coming back for a mukbang, and I know a couple of family members and friends have a few topics that they want to get our opinion about, and we're going to elaborate. So here's Anton back
again for another banger.
And I told you guys we got some Jamaican food. So we both have brown stew chicken. I don't eat plantains, but this,
I do.
Yeah, this cabbage, rice and beans, and
peas, what they call it, rice and peas.
Yep, and then extra gravy. And then we have mango peach tea. I don't really drink juice at all, but I still like the way it tastes. I tasted it before. All right, so let me say my grace. Hold on. Amen. I was so hungry. It's so good, y'all.
It tastes like oxtail, to be honest with you.
The sauce.
They probably use the oxtail sauce.
You have the another straw.
You only gave us one?
I thought it was two.
Just use mine. I don't think I'm drinking mine yet.
Thank you. It's peach tea. Peach mango tea is good. Okay, so the first question that I have, they want to know how do you feel about your significant other or spouse having a best friend? So for instance, if I had a male best friend before we got married, what's your intake, or vice versa? If a man have a female best friend before dating, would you cut that best friend off, or because your significant other or spouse don't trust you guys together and think that something's going to happen. So what's your, if that makes sense, you get what I'm asking?
That's tough.
But you get the question?
But I do get the question.
Okay.
Like, I guess what they were saying is that this guy best friend was in your life before, you know, you either was thinking about getting married to this guy, or before y'all was about to get serious about the relationship, which marriage is the next step. And what I will say is this. Most men would say, well, that's an insecure guy who's like that, but nobody will feel comfortable in the back of their mind with you having a female friend or either you having a male friend. The reason being is because we as guys, we know men intentions. Men are hunters. Men will wait for the opportune moment to, you know, either lie with a woman or even try to make something serious. And a lot of times those relationships or something proceed further a lot of times when women are emotional, because that's when they are their weakest, when something has made them emotionally, so when something has caused them to have an emotional breakdown. That's the best way I can say it. That's when guys are the most effective, and that's when a woman is the most vulnerable. And sometimes a man will play that best friend role either because a woman has put him in the friend zone and he's waiting for an opportunity to get out of the friend zone to make something to make something serious with that woman, which oftentimes in a relationship you're gonna have your ups and downs, you're gonna have arguments, you're going to have disagreements, and if that is your male best friend, of course you're going to go to him first and tell him about what just happened, and that's the perfect moment because he comforts you. Women are moved by a few things, through conversation, through touch, and through position that a male may be in. And again, he will use that opportunity sometimes to his advantage. So I would say that's tough. Because men, we know how guys will literally wait it out before they show their true intentions. I'm quite sure if any woman ever asks their male friend, hey, come over here, come hit it, he's not going to say, well, you my best friend, we shouldn't take it to that next level. He's going to be like, all right, he's going to be all for it. So that's how you know right then and there the intentions of most guys being in the friend zone is not really his motives. It's he's content with what you want because he's going to try to prolong that relationship as much as he can, waiting for the opportunity that you may present him or that you may give him. So it's tough. And the same thing like a female. I just don't think, me personally, I don't think it's possible for two attractive male and female to be friends for a long period of time, because first and foremost, the first thing that is there is the attraction.
I was just about to
next
say
thing
that.
The next thing you're going to need is for you guys to have some type of chemistry. The chemistry is in the communication. And then after that, once that emotional communication is there, then the physicality or the physical aspect get involved.
Hold on. You said most what?
Most women wind up sleeping with their male best friend.
Okay. So, and it is true. It is a tricky situation. Yep, a tricky situation and tricky conversation, because I do agree with you 100%. I totally agree. And then it's like, on the other hand, it's like, hypothetically, if you and your significant other break up or your spouse get a divorce and his best friend have always been in, your life and been supportive, and you break up and then you cut your best friend off already, who do you have to fall back on? So, excuse me, because some people mentality is so messed up right now, where nowadays marriages don't work, or relationships don't work. You know, so I think it just depends on certain individuals.
Yeah, I think so. I think it does depend on certain individuals. But it's a rare case where a guy has real true motives
Because
of being your friend and he don't want nothing more than that. You got very few guys that tell you, look, I don't want to proceed with anything further because I don't want to ruin our friendships. You do have some people that will say that.
Right.
But that's a very rare case. You don't find too many people with true intentions. Because you think about it, there's not much a man and a woman have in common.
You know,
That's just real. Like, I can't talk about sports, basketball, football, and again, if I'm a single male, I can't talk about the body of a woman I just saw with a homegirl. I mean, some homegirls may chime in like, "Oh, did you see?" I mean, that's where we come from. They may say, "Well, did you see the body of her?" And y'all having conversation. Just that it's not as authentic like it would be talking to a guy. And I'm talking about for guys that's not married. I'm talking about guys who have guy friends. You have more in common with a male than what you do with a female, because men are they're rational thinkers, women are more emotional thinkers. So they will have a better conversation, and because most women can identify with that emotional side with each other, they will have more in common and have a little bit more to talk about with each other than they will with a man. Eventually, whatever you talk about, it comes to an end. I just feel like we're different creatures, just through and through. I mean, we have so much things that are indifferent from each other, being male and female, even the way that we think, that other women think the same way about something, that you can agree that you think the same way with that other female friend that guys don't quite think the same thing about. If you get an opinion on something from a male best friend, and if you ask that same question to a female best friend, her perspective about that matter is going to be completely different. And most women talk to guys from a common sense standpoint, because emotions get involved with most women that mess up their logic. So I'm just saying we don't have a lot in common. So I can't see the intentions of both, again, a male and a female, having a genuine male and female friendship without eventually you sleeping with that person or feelings start to develop, because women are known to develop friendships through communication. It is known that a man can fall in love with a woman. This is proven even if you look it up. A man can fall in love with a woman between, I think they said even 30 seconds, 5 minutes. It takes literally 3 hours, 5 hours for a woman to really start digging you. With that being said, if you have a male friend, y'all having communication, and if communication is the key, and if a man have to have a mouthpiece in order to win a woman over, communication with that guy will eventually evolve into something that can become catastrophic, and possibly lead to,
what's catastrophic?
Something that could be major. It could be something big. So that's why I said it can eventually interrupt what you may be trying to do with another guy that you may be feeling. Because if y'all slept, if you and a friend slept with each other, and then you made an agreement, hey, we ain't gonna do this no more. But then something happened, you have an argument with your husband, and then the male friend is still there. You seeking him from some type of emotional counsel. You go over his house, or he come over your house to comfort you. Then most of the time, your outlet, whether it's smoking weed, whether it's sex, that's what you're going to use to medicate that situation. And he has all the tools in order to provide it to you. So I think you got to use discretion with that.
But I'm just saying, I feel like you said, if it's two attractive people, meaning the best friend and the female best friend and the male best friend, I do agree, because it might be some attraction there on both Hardys. They might not say anything, but they might feel it inside. Be like, okay, I really don't. In my head, I really don't want to mess it up with my female best friend or my male best friend. But deep down inside, they fine. You know, stuff like that. You do have to worry about. So I get what you're saying about that. I totally agree. And Anton and I, honestly, we don't have male. I mean, I don't have like male friends. It might be somebody that I grew up with will be like, hey, I'm talking about communicating over the phone. We don't have friends like that, or he doesn't have female friends that he communicate over the phone with. But it's people that we have grew up with, and we be like, hey, how you doing? Or might, you know, talk through Facebook or something like that. But it's just more like on, hey, how you doing? How you been? Stuff like that. But far as over the phone, no, we don't do that. I do believe once you start doing that, I believe feelings can get involved and attachment. And this person might have something that your spouse or your significant other might not have. And that can be a conflict right there with my best friend. Well, he does this for me. For instance, he might buy flowers or little gifts, and your significant other might not do that. This is not our situation, but I'm just saying in general. And that might make you want to draw more towards your male best friend, and you know, you start drawing far away from your boyfriend or your spouse. So stuff like that, examples like that, I think it is best to just keep it a distance, if that makes sense.
It could be dangerous.
It can be a dangerous situation.
Yeah, you just got to be honest.
Slip ups, anything. Because
it's just natural. It's natural for you to desire the opposite.
Or, my bad, not to cut you off. Or, especially y'all getting lit, y'all drinking alcohol in your system, you might be horny and be like, ooh, you know, I need something. My male not here right now. Your dude could be out of town right now. Your husband or wife could be out of town. And you be like, ooh, I need something. No. So you just gotta be careful, and that's why I say it depends on the individual, because some people might be loose like that. I don't know. Some people might not be loyal like others.
Or that might be your weakness.
Or that might be your weakness, sex. So it just depends on the individual.
You can't even put yourself in a predicament. That's like putting a heroin addict in front of a table with the needle, and the drugs to shoot up. He can't resist that temptation. He can't resist the inevitable of him falling. So a lot of times they got to hurry up and run from a situation that may be enticing or that may tempt them. And male and both the female, you naturally, just because of your genetics and your male and female makeup, you just naturally desire a male and a female. And if the attractiveness is there, you can't sit there and deny the obvious. So anything that's attractive and it looks good, what you gonna do? You're gonna look at it.
Right.
And then now if the thing that looks good to you, that naturally draws you to it because of his looks. Now if the thing speak right and he's able to use his mouthpiece, or she's able to use her mouthpiece, which most people who more than likely are your friends, you know, they can give you some advice that can tear down a relationship by telling you bad things about, I wouldn't deal with that, or I wouldn't be with this. This is what I would do. So they can bring negative counsel in the midst of your relationship, and with you being already emotionally wounded, you're reasoning in the wrong way that necessarily don't have to be true. Right. You know, so it's a dangerous game to play. I think it is. I just don't think
it is dangerous. I do agree.
I'm just telling you just the honest truth. You know, the moment you open up that door, then it can disrupt something that you have the potential of building something that is solid. I've seen it. I mean, I'm honestly, I've seen guys, or a guy named Aaron. He had the mannerism
of... put his name out there?
Well, I ain't say his last name. Ooh. It's a lot of Aarons out here. But he, ever since we were young, he never came out and said that, you know, he desired a male. That he was attractive to men. He always subscribed to desiring women. But you can tell that based on his mannerism that he desired men. You could tell. But women, because he acts so much like them, they asleep with him, even though they knew that he had the mannerism of acting like a woman. That just goes to show you the danger behind being emotionally wounded. And when you're talking to somebody who's willing to give you that information, that informational counsel that you need, you're vulnerable. That vulnerability can lead to a slip up. Even if it may not never happen again, but more than likely, you know, if you do something that feels good and that makes you feel good, you are hooked. You gonna do it multiple times. So I would just say don't flirt with it. Don't play with it. If you know that whatever you getting into with the guy that you feel like you about to go into marriage with, if you feel like it's authentic, you feel like he's solid, and don't play yourself. If you know that he's not solid and all the signs are there, don't ignore the red flags. If the red flags show itself early on, pay close attention to it. And don't make no commitment to that. But if he seems like, you know, you've been with him, you know, I'm gonna say about 1-2 years, you know, where all the good and the bad has surfaced, and you know those red flags are not major red flags. I'm talking about commitment issues and sleeping with women, and you know, he doesn't show the inconsistency of, you know, spending time with you, don't mind showcasing you, you know, your picture being on social media, or he's not always gone, and you know you wondering where the quality time is. If those things are not there, those obvious red signs, then you know you might got something solid.
And better yet, honestly, you guys pray. That's the best thing. That's another pray and pray and wait for God.
Yes.
Because you will know when God speaks to you about that man that he brought into your life. Because like nowadays, I just can't stress it enough. I'm truly thankful that I have this man right here in my life, because
likewise, I'm thankful too.
Yes, a great husband overall. Yes, I'm so thankful for that. But nowadays, and I'm not knocking anybody's relationship, and because there's other great men out there that are in relationships and women,
for sure.
But what I'm saying, I say that to say, it's a lot of relationships that are falling apart, and it might be due to infertility. Yeah, actually, that could be one. Infidelity. They getting tired of something in a relationship, or they not fulfilling their partner needs, and the list can go on and on and on, or they grew apart. Just a list of things. But you have to stay grounded. You have to stay prayed up. You have to work through your marriage, and just stay strong foundation. Brookie, no, sorry guys. But what was the point of me saying that? I forgot why did I say that. I get distracted.
Well, you just said pray for.
Oh yeah, so pray, you know, and God will show you the man that you're supposed to be with, or the woman that you're supposed to be with. And if he doesn't show it to you within a couple years, okay,
don't commit. Because it's more detrimental to you than it is for your betterment. So
stay still, stay firm, stay single, confident. You know, pamper yourself. Like I always say in the vlogs previously, self-care is important, and you don't need a man to complete you. You go get your nails done, go get your toes done, go get a facial, go get a kitty wax, go out to dinner, go to the movies by yourself. You don't need a man to complete you. So that's so important. Just chill, be patient until God bring that man
or woman
around. Because if you be patient, then you'll find the right one. So it's cool. Don't be jumping from man to man or woman to woman. It's not worth it. It's lots of problems. So many diseases out here, STDs. Some people are murdering their spouse or significant others. No,
because they attached.
So
you know, they have
it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So,
and also remember, good quality is hard to find. So because good quality in a person is hard to find, you won't find it anywhere. You know, so that's another important thing to understand is that, you know, when you're talking about a good quality of a person, one who have high morals, one who have integrity, you know, that's hard to find. So anything that is of a good quality, you are not going to find it easy. It's not going to be easy to obtain. And that just goes back to what Lindor said about prayer and stuff like that. God, you know, when you wait on him, he will give you that person that have, you know, morals, that have integrity, that, you know, that has that character that, you know, you need when you're trying to be committed to a person. Because if you don't have those things, you have nothing to build on. So that's what I would say. Just, you know, good quality is hard to find.
Yes.